Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
And Linda and Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers, and it's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
We have a great show for you today. A lot of good questions. In fact, I was afraid this show might go over the time limit that we want, so we're going to step it right along here. You're going to have questions on our dependency upon air conditioning here in Florida, insurance for golf carts, a lot of questions on lifestyle visits, and you'll want to catch some of that information. People are wondering about golf. Are they good enough to play here? Lots more questions. I hope you enjoy them. But let's first do some shout outs.
We got a lovely gift in the mail this week from Ann. We don't know her last name, but we shout out to Ann. These are little Dachshund ice cube trays, silicone tray. That's going to be awesome for him this summer when it's very, very hot. Drop that in his bowl. He's going to love it.
That's neat, though. Thanks. Jim White's another viewer, and he sent us kind of just a tidbit. What?
I think he wants a treat.
Give him a little treat there.
It's a treat. Did you hear him go?
Jim says it's nice to be in an area where everyone's a newcomer at the same time. And that's one of the beauties of the Southern Oaks area, because everybody's moving in about the same time. They may not be the same age,
Right.
but they're all going in. You know, nobody's the new kid on the block. You know, they're all coming in. It's nice. So thanks for that thought, Jim. We want to talk about T-shirts. You see our new pink?
How do you like that?
Yeah.
Real men wear pink.
Yeah, that's right. A reminder that we don't sell these shirts. We don't get 1 penny from the sale of these shirts, but we're flattered and humbled that you would even want them. But they are cool, and they come in cool colors. So one of our guys who first began as a viewer, and then we found out, hey, he prints T-shirts.
Yeah.
He's been doing these, and we really, really appreciate it. Here's a link to his email address. If you want a shirt, you email him, he'll send you back an order form, and it goes from there. But he came by the other day, and he brought us a couple of presents.
He and his wife, yeah.
Check this out. Art and Sue brought these for us a couple of days ago. Check them out.
But look.
But that's not all. Look at this guy. Come here, Gizzy. Gizmo. He got his own shirt, too.
His own shirt. It reads, "The Adventures of Gizmo with Jerry and Linda in Florida."
Yes, and he loves it. Are you ready for your segment? Let's jump right in there to Gizmo's segment while he's feeling so good.
Marilyn and Perry ask me, has Gizmo been going to the dog park? We remember at first when he went, he stayed away from the other dogs. Well, Marilyn and Perry, you gotta understand. Some of those dogs don't know how to behave. I mean, I walk in the gate, and 2 seconds later, some dog has his nose up my rear end. You know, I don't really like that. I like to go around and just savor all the aromas all around the dog park. I don't particularly want these other little doggies in my face all the time. So, you know, I'm used to grown-ups. I'm used to people. And that's why. Thanks for the letter, Marilyn and Perry. You know who my favorite actor is? I would say my favorite actor of all time has gotta be John Wayne. And you know why? Because John Wayne was always saying, "Get along, little doggy. Get it? Get along, little doggy.
You are getting quite popular, young man. Our first question. Larry writes, have you had any trouble adjusting to being dependent upon your access to air conditioning during the summer? We're in an area where some days you can open your windows and you can have your screens, you know, they're bugged, so we always keep the screens in. But those days are not very frequent in the summer. In the summer, it's so humid.
Yeah.
You don't want your windows open. And in fact, that's one of my big fears for hurricane season is that we would be a day without AC, we could do. A couple of days, maybe. A week without AC, hopefully those highways aren't blocked because we're out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to be here during hurricane season without air conditioning. It'd be tough. Here we have a few questions about lifestyle visits. And a lifestyle visit is a great thing. Just in a nutshell, you can come for 4 or 7 days. They're pretty well booked up, but when you get here, you'll get a beautiful home, a golf cart, bicycles, passes to attractions, and you'll get the ID card that enables you to do activities. So it's a really good deal. People love it. But Lori is very thoughtful. She did some research. You'll have a golf cart when you're here, and as you'll find out in one of our questions coming up, that's important. Get in that golf cart and explore. But she's worried that she won't have insurance and that there'll be an accident and she'll be financially responsible. So she asked us what we do. Well, we came on a lifestyle visit and we did nothing. We just got in that cart and went. I would say, first of all, don't ever take insurance advice or financial advice from us. Find out on your own, but that's a question for our viewers. If anybody has any ideas on that, comment in the video and help Lori out. She said her auto insurance suggested that she take out a policy, but they won't write a policy for 1 week. You'd have to pay for a larger policy, so that's no good. So let us know your thoughts on that about insurance. Cheryl and her husband have watched the videos and they want to know,
how far ahead should we be making reservations for our stay? Well, I think pretty far in advance, don't you?
Yeah, I called the villages and asked them for you, Sherry. Is it Sherry or is it Cherie? You have to put
Cherie is pretty.
Oh, my Cherie. I think I will call you Cherie. They said right now they're booked out till the end of August.
Wow.
So think about that. Right now it's early July. All of July and all of August are already booked. Those are the hottest times to be here. Those are the times people would rather not be here. You can imagine that in December and January and February it's going to be tougher. So make your reservations as early as possible. And you'll have to find out what their cancellation penalties are. But early as possible for prime time. That's when the snowbirds are here. Greg has another question also about when people visit the villages. He wants to know what we think the 3 most important things to do would be when you're here on a visit.
Oh, I definitely think number 1 is to go see all the town squares. Go to Spanish Springs, the Lake Sumter, and then Brownwood and experience all the different parts of those squares.
That's fun. By getting to the town squares, you'll see the area. You'll get a feel for the neighborhoods in the area. So that's important. The town squares themselves are great and we love them, but we don't go there that often, as we told you in a couple weeks back. My big advice is always get in that golf cart and go. Get that village's GPS app and go out and see if you can get lost.
And you will.
You will. Go through the tunnels, check out the various neighborhoods. Watch the sunset.
Yes.
You know, it's awesome in a golf cart. And that's one of the major reasons we love it here.
And also be sure to look at pre-owned homes along with the newer homes. The realtor will probably want you to see all the new homes first, but you definitely get in those pre-owned homes if you can.
And if you're interested in pre-owned, like we were, that's all we were interested in.
Yes.
You have to set up appointments. You can't show up on the spur of the moment and expect to be able to get in because people still live there.
Right.
And from what we hear, they're going like hotcakes. So make your reservations and make plans with your realtor to do those things. But Greg, those are the 3 things that we would recommend. Ed writes a question that we hear all the time, and it's people are afraid. People want to come down here and play golf, but they're afraid they're not good enough.
Oh my goodness.
Ed says, is it necessary to be a good golfer to be welcomed and become part of the regular foursomes that go out on the course? Ed, it's obvious you don't have to be good because I play all the time. She plays, we play. We're not good.
And we're experts, right? No.
No, we're not good.
Oh, no.
So, you know, there are 2 things. You don't have to be good, but you have to play fast. If you're a lollygagger and you just dilly-dally and you take your time and you sit around when people are waiting behind you,
Yeah.
they'll probably send you some sign language.
The ambassador will come get you.
What'd you call him?
Ambassador.
Oh, okay. John and Anne Marie ask, what are the rules about holiday decorations? I'm going to turn this over to my holiday decoration expert.
Well, we called on it, but they were closed for the holiday weekend. But I did call another person that does know a lot about the villages. And he said...
Mr. Don Wiley.
Right. And he said that you can have holiday decorations up a month prior to the holiday. And usually it's about a week, then you have to take them down after a week after the holidays.
Speaking of holidays, Bob and Kelly are worried about fireworks here. We're not fans of the loud and an almost industrial-sized fireworks that we have in Georgia. Neither is our sweet 4-legged friend Toby. He's horrified, and we're hoping that the neighbors in the villages are more considerate and really just wondered what your experience has been. Well, Bob and Kelly, our idea of a big 4th of July celebration would be us standing in the driveway with our neighbors with sparklers.
Just waving them.
And have a little...
Writing your name, that's the big thrill.
Have a little fireworks action with sparklers, and then go to bed at 8 o'clock.
That's the truth.
No worries. You're not going to see a lot of fireworks in the villages. Wildwood has some. Leesburg has some.
Yes.
Maybe Fruitland Park. But here in the villages, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
And so will Toby. Ken writes about a subject that I and maybe even Linda are considering and worried about.
Oh.
Cutting the cable. Getting rid of cable TV.
What will we do?
You know, if you watch that, hey, we're kind of TV holics.
We are.
We love to watch TV.
Shame on us.
Especially during those hot days when we're dependent on that air conditioning. But it's getting expensive. We have Spectrum. We had Spectrum in Indiana.
We've had 'em for
we
years.
came down here. We got Spectrum down here. It's all good. Until you notice your bill went up $10.
The promotion is over.
Yes, your special is over. And then 2 months later, oh, your other special's over. It's up $10 more. You know, our bill's right at $200 a month now.
Yikes.
That's a lot. So we're going to very, very strongly consider cutting the cord and going to on-air TV and or YouTube TV, but that's not cheap either. Well, we're considering that. If any viewers have ideas for us on that, you can let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they bump it up, and it just seems. Did you ever think 10 or 15 years ago that you'd be spending $200 a month on cable TV, and you know, $100 or $150 on a cell phone? You know, it's just it's kind of out of control.
It's out of control.
And Ken wants to know how many over-the-air channels we receive. We don't get any, but I did research it a little bit for you. And on Talk of the Villages, which is a forum anybody can get to, you just go to talkofthevillages.com. There are lots and lots of questions and answers and griping, and you'll find it all on there. But they talk about that. I'll read a quote from a gentleman on there. I pull in about 50 channels with an over-the-air antenna mounted in my attic. The local affiliates for ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox are what I'm mostly interested in, but there are a lot of other channels. There you go. One problem for us to do that would be our attic has a radiant barrier, which not only blocks sunlight from coming in, it would block signals from coming in. So we could get some. He thinks you can get 50. And once in a while you can see a home with an antenna mounted outside, and there are rules on that, of which I do not know.
No.
So check it out yourself. But a great question. Thank you.
This is from Chris and Andrea from the UK.
We love the UK,
Yes,
by the way.
we
We've said that
do.
before. We love it. We get from YouTube a report that tells where our viewers are from. And believe it or not, UK ranks number 3 in viewership of our channel. And we appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you.
United States, of course.
Yes.
Canada, then UK.
Wow.
Nice.
And they ask, have you found a particular brand of range of sunscreen that works best for protection, not staining the clothes and not having to be applied once or twice a day?
Only once or twice a day.
Only once or twice a day. Well, sunscreen. We like the Copper Tone Sports for kids.
I don't.
What do you like?
I'm sensitive. I get
Yes.
it in
He's
my
the one.
eyes.
He's the
They
sensitive one.
burn. So
Yeah.
I'm a little embarrassed to say it. I use Banana Boat for kids.
Oh, that's it. I knew it was for kids.
Banana
but
boat.
he's very sensitive, and it gets in his eyes. When he sweats, then whatever. But, you know.
I
And
don't
then
sweat. I perspire.
He perspires. And then it gets in his eyes when he's golfing, and then I can't see the ball.
Then I can't score good. You know,
can't
if it
see
wasn't
the
for that, I'd
ball.
probably be really good.
That's it. We blame it all on the sunscreen.
Yesterday I played with my buddy Don. Don had a roll-on like
Yes.
like deodorant
Right.
and sunscreen, and you know I'm putting my hand over my eye and spray in my face.
And Don's
And
just-
Don's got a little roller stick, and he's
That's-
rolling it on. And
Well, so we're going to get for you.
yeah, that sounds like a good idea. If Banana Boat has one.
Yeah.
Laura writes, I'm sure I'm not your average watcher as I'm in my 40s. I'd love to hear any advice you have for someone at my age who dreams up ending their in my 50s. What financial advice do you have? I'm curious, is there something you did or something you wish you had done earlier to help you prepare for moving to the villages? What would you say to some 40-something-year-old Jerry and Linda to prepare? Well, first of all, there's a preconceived notion that if you live in the villages, you're rich. That is not true. I've said this before. You know, we've got a buddy that was a truck driver. We have another one that was a retired military man. We've got a guy next door that worked for a power company. I mean, there are lots of ordinary Joes like us living here. Probably were conservative in their financial years, accumulating years. And we were pretty conservative, and we would stock away money when we can. I think the best thing we ever did was back in 1991, we bought a farm. And we bought that farm just to play on. We had a house and we bought it. And over the years, that farm appreciated, and we sold it. And if not for that, I don't know if we would have had enough money to come down here. But just save when you can. And the best advice I can give you is don't take my advice, because I have not been a good financial planner over the years. But I guess we had just enough to get down here. But please do not take financial advice from me. You'll be sorry. Patrick. He writes, what's your go-to, your comfort, your favorite food, and have you found a great place to get it in the villages? She had a hard time. I prepped her with this question, and she had a hard time.
I did have a hard
thinking
time
it.
with this because
Mine was easy.
he's an easy, yeah.
My favorite, my comfort food. This you're gonna, and I'll get some hate mail for this
Yes, he will.
from all you healthy people out there. But my favorite comfort food is fried chicken. And I don't think anybody on earth, and if you're watching out there, this company, you could sponsor me. I don't think any company on earth makes it better than Kentucky Fried Chicken. KFC,
Oh, and Jerry,
extra crispy.
yes, don't, mouth water.
I love it.
And he's met the Colonel personally.
Back in the late 1970s, I worked at a building in Louisville, Kentucky, where Colonel Harlan Sanders also had an office, and I would bump into him frequently there, and he is exactly like you see him on the bucket.
Did he have his white clothes on?
He always wore the white clothes, the black tie, a sharp guy,
Yeah.
friendly, what a great guy. Yeah, Colonel Harlan Sanders. So what's your comfort food?
Well, I had a hard time because I love all food. I like I like all ethnic foods, Mexican, Chinese, Italian, everything really. So, but I really do like the barbecue ribs and the mac and cheese at what's it called? What's it called?
Oakwood.
Oakwood
Smokehouse?
Yeah, yeah.
I hate to give away names of our favorite restaurants because they'll get so crowded.
We won't be able to get in.
We'll go there and have to wait. But yeah, that is a good place, the Oakwood Smokehouse. In case you sponsor any YouTubers, that's a good place.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like just about anything too, as long as it's fried and as long as it's meat. Cindy and Joe want to know how the villages handle police, fire, and ambulances. Just like any place. Our facilities down here in I call it the southern part of the villages, but it's going to be the middle of the villages.
It will be.
We have very new fire stations within a mile or so of here. I mean, they're well equipped, so fire, no issue. We have a neighborhood watch. We do see police patrols more regularly recently. Have you noticed that on our streets?
Yeah.
So the police are here. And as far as ambulance goes, we have 911 system. And we have these neighborhood AED.
Right.
Is that right, AED? I think it is.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm one of the guys, responder, where you have a key. I have a key to a box. Go unlock the paddles, clear, and bring back people.
Yeah.
So that's all the neighborhoods right down here in our section have that. So it's good. I think we're all set. I know cell phones make it harder than actual landlines to find you with a 911, but you can get her done. And our final question of the day. From Christopher. If children come to visit the villages, how long can they stay and how is that enforced?
They got children police around. They can stay up to 30 days, right?
A year.
A year. So I don't know about consecutive. Can they stay a whole month? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it?
Yeah. They can stay 30 days within a calendar year. They can actually stay as long as you want them to. They can't live here, but they can stay long periods of time. But you can only get that pass. You have to apply for a pass, and you're in the system. These kids, once they visit the first time, they'll be in the system. They'll know their home address, their birthday, etc.
Their age, yeah.
And they will keep track of how many days, and you can get a pass for 30 days. So what does that mean? That means when you go to the family pool, which is why the kids want to come,
yeah.
Liz will come out and say, "Where's your ID?" And you'll have to produce that ID and show her. And if you don't have one, you can't use the pool.
Out you go.
Yeah, you can't use the pool. So if the kids just want to come and stay in your bedroom nobody's going to know. But if you want them to use the facilities, the golf courses, the pools, etc., they have to have that visitor pass, and you can only get that 30 days a year. As far as policing, I have no idea. I don't think, like you said, there are any children police, but they can come visit. That's a lot of the part of the fun of living here. You've come down here, you have your dream home, your lifestyle, and you want to share it with your grandkids, and they can come and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for today's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We are so glad you could come with us, and we hope you learned some things from these great questions and that you'll tune in again next Monday for another edition of Mailbag Monday.
I hope you give us a thumbs up and please press that subscribe button. Until next time.
See you when you get here.